A game that I've never played before. That might stretch the definition of horror game. And I might not even be as kind of like macabre as I expect. We're going to be checking out Dear Esther. A game I've never played, even though I love walking sims. And am a fan of the Chinese room. Oops, sorry. Needed to grab my mouse back from the game so I can capture it. Whoa, jeez. Oh. My goodness. Can I use... Ooh, I can't use a controller. Hell yeah. Y'all let me know how the sound is. And that's... Wait, options. Audio. Closed caption enabled. Perfect. Oh, oops. Yes. I thought it would... Speaker configuration, I thought it would give me something like... You know... headphones or something. I haven't Odious, but I own it. That's another one that I really want to dive into. But I know... Didn't you mention that it's not very stream friendly because of its soundtrack? Okay. Subtitles were on. That's all I want. That's all I care about. Let's check out Dear Esther. Oh, there's only 4 spots? Okay. Gone Home was good. I've heard great things about Gone Home. I even think I know maybe a bit too much about Gone Home for like a true first playthrough. Turtle! Hell yeah, 9. Might not be, but not necessarily sure. If it does trigger, gotcha. Bikini Kill is in it, so that's pretty rad. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go to the lighthouse. Boom, boom. Those dudes are rare. Gonna take those
Dear
points
Esther,
away from you too.
I've lost track of how long I've been here, and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
I don't know. Do you really want to see the ground approaching at terminal velocity? You streamed a bit into YouTube just to be careful. Need to finish it? Oh, hell yeah. I was going to ask if you did finish it. Oh. Should be press pussy and you know it. BRB driving time, have good drives. How's the sound? Is it a bit too loud? Sounds like they might be digging a little bit hard on that piano. Ooh, Barracuda. Also, first thing we see, a disgusting toilet. This might be Silent Hill. I'm just saying. Sounds good. Oh, perfect. What's that? Ooh. Can sweetness and honesty find happiness together in yogurt? Asking the tough questions. Oh. The ground approach at terminal velocity. Hella fun. It's nice when the military pays for it. It's fair. You know what? That's fair, 9. Ah, shit. We gotta do chemistry? Oh, man. Are we making meth? Wait, huh? Oh, A is also zoom. Okay. Is every button zoom? Whoa. Wait, can I do zoom? Zoom, zoom. Oh, no, they don't stack. I was hoping to get really close up on some shit. Ooh. You know, the paint goes in the can or on the walls. Putting it on the floor doesn't really help. Fuck this, I hated organic chem. Now it's all mathed out. Oh no. I never took a chemistry out of high school. Kind of wish I would have. But I always heard they were difficult. And I had to keep my GPA for scholarships. In the can or on the wall till that sweat drip. You almost got me, Brandon. Oh. You were in class for the day, nope the hell out. Fair. I did the same with 200 level Spanish because the entire class was conducted in Spanish. And I was like, my skills are not good enough for this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh.
Those islands in the distance, I am sure, are nothing more than relics of another time. Sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming.
Don't wake the dreamer.
I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
God. But like, beaches like this are so beautiful. So amazing. Oh. Got a little golden ratio going on here. North. Okay. Or Z for the Z axis. You took environmental science instead? Ooh. You weren't pursuing a science or medical degree? Didn't need to subject yourself to that? That's fair. That is totally fair. I took ancient astronomy, which was really cool.
I found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Not the gulls or goats. Oh man. That was a Fibonacci sequence, yeah. Can I climb this? No. So cool. Listen, I felt freaking amazing being able to take ancient astronomy. I even used to know the months, the Roman months by heart, but I forgot. Like, especially back when they used, like, the lunar calendar. But alas, my brain has let that information go. I don't know, there's just something so fun about like becoming a repository for like eclectic knowledge. More than anything else. Like, I don't need anything that's pretty useful. Like, that's for other people. Other people could be useful. I just want weird ass shit, you know? Think of all the great podcasts you could be on with that info, right? Exactly. Oh man. Crime pays, but botany doesn't. Oh my god. Oh, the truth hurts, Brandon. Oh man. Oh. No, but you need to look it up. I need to look that up too. I've got a book all about killer plants that I swear is not being used for any nefarious reasons, for any FBI listening in. It's just so fucking neat. All plants are fucking cool. Look at this. What the hell's this? I don't know. Goat could probably tell us, but I can't. Oh, is that where we're heading to?
The mount
The
is
great
clearly the
beacon in the
focal point of
sky.
this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
What? Sir? Are you in limbo? You doing the limbo? It's great. Thick Chicago accent. Oh, talks about plants and just
When
explains
someone
them.
had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
It's of the butt. Old stuff like that was different then, right? As an architect, his reason for it was touring churches. Oh, the pursuit of architecture then would be closer to God by a massive work, right? Same as with ancient astronomy. They were looking for more than just to plot the charts. Yeah. It's... There's like a sense of beauty and wonder to it too, you know? Kind of like this. This like quiet, meditative game. Channels on the Disky, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you.
I quote directly: a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
This reminds me a bit of an inhabitant at Carcosa, which was the inspiration behind the King in Yellow, that eldritch being.
Dear Esther, I met Paul.
Never mind.
I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason, or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Steam has
I
sales
would
going.
leave you presents outside your retreat in this interim space between cliff and beach. I would leave you loaves and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
Neuron. There's that symbol again. Some eldritch being. More neurons. To be human with all this, just asking questions, right? Steam has sales going on. Check your library to have a free memento. Brandon, what'd you do? Thank you. My goodness. That's cool. We leave mementos. to our God. Or at least the thing that we still hold belief in. That's a pretty good bird flying. The king in yellow, or the inhabitant at Carcosa, I believe he meets a man who believes he'd been promised, like, heaven or something like that, and is distraught because heaven is empty. The castle that held the pearly gates, decrepit, empty, silent. The king in yellow is a deity behind God. Where in this reality, God is an illusion.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that.
Whoa.
It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish. The sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
Is that burning God to repopulate? Chemistry, yeah. Dang. Let it never be said that the Chinese room doesn't have incredible writing in their games. If I zoom in, it looks like I'm moving faster. Oh, man. Oh. Interesting. We're heading towards that light, but we keep heading down.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
It's like I'm running at an incredible rate. I know, right? Oh. Brandon, thank you so much. I just saw the notification. My goodness. That'll be a perfect, like, for another multi-game kind of day. We want to play some, like, bunch of, like, small surreal experiences. We haven't even left the state. You're already annoying me. I know, right? Also, what are you looking for, sir? You investigating an accident? Looking for a town that doesn't exist? Or the location that's layered upon others that should exist but doesn't? Or at least doesn't for you but does for everybody else? That's a thought. Nothing can exist only partially. But what if it could? What if everybody else could experience the color green? Or something fundamental? Even like coordinates in space. But they just don't exist for you. A town that you can never go to. A feeling you could never feel. A taste you can never taste. A sight never to be seen. I gotta take this shortcut. Do I go that way? I think I might go that way. Let's go that way. I'd like to stay near the water. Oh, what the fuck does that say? And neither did he eat nor drink. Oh.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Someone fudged up on the fudged up on the keyboard. I know, right? That's the problem. Like, listen, I know I make a lot of typos when I type, but making a typo when you are graffitiing, oh man, that's got to feel so bad. Oh man, everybody's laughing at you as you try and, cross out the letter that's wrong. How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital.
Oh shit.
After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Yeah. Another turtle 9. Well, subtract those points too. All those layers of QA, right? Think of the Family Guy bit. Peter's writing his number on a gun and he messes up. So he balls up the gun and throws it away. Messed up, I need another gun. That's pretty funny, Brandon. So Esther's been taken away. Died.
I've begun my ascent
Car
on the
accident.
green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge.
Ooh.
There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Anytime anyone's really sure about rebirth waiting for them somewhere, that's a cry for help. That goes on the, we need eyes on. The rebirth is waiting right there, right? I'm D's nuts. D's nuts rebirth. So,
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
oh man.
There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Aw. It's feeling like Death Stranding, long walk and pulling in the piano music. Oh, hell yeah. There's already roads, though? Wait. Okay. So Esther died in a car crash from a drunk driver.
Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
Hell yeah, Brandon. But how did you get the diseases from the goats? Listen, the less questions we ask, the better. Oh, death not so stranded, right? So wait, so Esther died in a car crash, right? And he was looking for the location of the crash, right? But couldn't find any evidence of it happening. Potentially, right? Seems like a possibility. Oh, shit. Is there anything down here? So he crashed out in his search. Exactly. Exactly. You could also say I'm a car crash survivor and that I crashed out on my search for a car crash. Whoa, that's a little thin.
Jacobson's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed. The result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
And she escaped to Ireland and got her own social security number. Exactly. She's been living free.
They found Jacobson in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft. But I cannot corroborate this story.
Huh. Interesting. I was going to say, before I was rudely interrupted, there's an interesting through line of the kidney stones tossing out the calcified skeleton, and also tossing Jakobsen down the mine shaft, tossing him out. Oh. Really enough, you never bothered to watch this game? Me either. Feels like it was everywhere on Twitch. Ooh. I think by the time I started really watching Twitch...
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg.
Oh, shit.
I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Oh, no. Wait, you still have the stones? I thought you had the stones removed. But I think by the time I started watching Twitch, this game had lost a little popularity. Chop it off. Chop it all off.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. and hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Cut the stones out too, right? Listen, I get it. The Rolling Stones have a couple really good hits. But just, you gotta come out of your life. Also, we don't need the flashlight anymore. That's fine. Cool. The bioluminescence, though. Eat the mushrooms. Let them retire already. I know, right? Let these poor men retire. Stop making them perform. Can we eat the mushrooms and gain their knowledge? Nom 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 nom. Lick the lichen. Honestly, sounds like a song from the Halo soundtrack.
I first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
Another neuron. Time machine? Some kind of advanced formula. Wait, did I go in a circle? Ah, fuck, I did. Deeper into the cave. Wait. Is this where I came from? Ah, shit. I did. Right? Then we go up. Yes. Yes? Yes. Oh, fuck. Look at that. The visuals with that sound, that's some Journey. That's some Journey vibes, and I love it. Cannonball! Good news, you're not going to die of thirst. Bad news, it's all salt water. Hey, maybe we can finally flush out those stones. Brandon. Don't stop believing. That's exactly the kind of journey I was meeting. Oh man. I'm glad it auto crouches for us because it feels like there's so many head injuries we could have here. Delph, hi, welcome. Happy Taco Tuesday Eve. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, make sure to follow the wonderful Delph. Wonderful and newly affiliated. Speaking of auto crotch. I think you missed a crucial letter in there, Brandon. It wasn't a bad day, so that's good. Oh, I'm glad, Dal. Oh my goodness. I hope you're surviving with the heat and the renovation and all that shit. Oh, easy mistake to make. You know, we've all made that typo before. You know? It's true. I've played a video game before. And that's our second quote. Oh, typo or intentional? Oh.
In my final dream, I sat at peace with Jakobsen and watched the moon over the Sandford Junction. Goats grazed on the hard shoulder, the world gone to weed and redemption. He showed me his fever scars, and I mine, between each shoulder the nascency of flight.
You mean that we have, like, scars where our wings were cut off? Is that what you mean? We angels. Flights, we need to jump more? Yeah, but my jump button only does zooms. Ooh, okay. So everybody brought up Gone Home earlier. Who here's played Tacoma? Which was, I believe, Fulbright's follow-up to Gone Home. That's one way to be zooming, sure is. Zoom. Whoa, what the hell is this? Barnacle Land? Played Tacoma in B
I will
flat.
hold the hand you offered to me. From the summit down to this well, into the dark waters where the small flowers creep for the sun.
That's gorgeous.
Headlights are reflected in your retinas, moonlit in the shadow of the crematorium chimney.
Huh. Don't even know what's about. That's fine, that's fine. It's really good. It's another walking sim game, but set in space. Behold Damascus. Fallen? Huh. Oh, jeez. We went full chemistry in here. So it's going to be at Washington instead of Oregon? It's a good guess. Axon 22.0. Damascus. I believe it's the name of the station, and I believe the station was put together in Tacoma, Washington. It's really good, from what I remember. Away from being a city. And it shall be a fungus heap? Pungus leap? This Friday is the final episode of Murderbot. Ooh! You picked up the first 4 books. Gonna give those a shot? Oh, hell yeah. You know, if you don't read them, then your wife will. Said was 50% off, so it's a steal. Oh, that's amazing, Brandon. Hell yeah. I've heard really good things about the book series. I hope you enjoy it. I've got those on my library hold list. It's just the first season of Murderbot, right? That's all that's been out? Always down for a deal. Listen, we love a sale. Something about meat, probably? Oh, you're probably right. It's really cool. Algae. Yeah, first season? Oh, hell yeah. This seems bad. Oh! Please go up and get Area. The Sonic music, or the Sonic drowning music just pipes in. Oh my god, look at that. Sorry. Reflection just fades away perfectly. Oh man. If it rains, you're so fucked in there. Oh yeah. Nah, you're fine, right? Ah! Didn't mean to fall in. Oh, you're a deal fiend. Tomorrow's Prime Day too. Need to keep busy, not find more. Oh god. Well, here we are on the M5. Didn't even look first, just ride in. I was trying to tiptoe towards the edge. And then maybe I got too slippy. Make a list of the shit you need. Oh yeah. I'm trying to convince myself not to pick up any Blu-rays. Because I don't need them. I don't need them. But physical media, I know. There are a couple movies that I only own on Amazon Digital, and I hate it every time I have to go there to watch them. To be fair, one of them is the first Suicide Squad, and I really don't go back to watch that one. Would you believe that they wouldn't allow me to rent that movie that I could only buy to own to view it? Smart move by them. Make a movie so bad that people get curious about it, and then don't let them rent it. It's brilliant. Vitamins and supplements you want to pick up tomorrow? Ooh. Just trying not to think of stuff to buy, just to buy. That's fair. 100% fair, Brandon.
The moon over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
Oh, that's lovely. An airplane? Oh man, look at this. That's Esther on the piano, just banging it out to her heart's content.
We shall begin to assemble our own version of the North Shore. We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
Huh. Bet YouTube would have rented it to you in SD. Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right. Look at this thing. Oh, yeah, surgical paddles. Or, you know what I mean. Yeah. Lovely, though. My God. I want to go back to look at something real quick. Oh, shit. Huh. I did not see all those lines upon the hillside. Oh, I bet you're right, Odious. I didn't think to look at YouTube at the time. Oh, so now I own a version of Suicide Squad. And you know what? It's not a good movie. I didn't think it'd let me go into the water.
Come back.
Drown once. Oh, cool. Whoops. Oops. What the hell? Okay, electrical diagram. My life before me like electrical diagrams, right? Like X-rays. Okay. I was wondering if there's anything at the end of that pier. Turns out, death. Oh. My goodness. God. Simulated skies or not, I fucking love, like, night skies. Just love it. Also, that moon is so low. And big. Are we gonna have a Majora's Mask thing go on here? Do we need to assemble the giants with the Oath to Order? Because I will. Don't get me wrong. Oh, shit. More science. Uh-huh. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. After I drowned, the piano music went away. Ooh, nice 9. What's this? Oh, tires. Door. Parts of a car.
There were chemical stains on the tarmac. The leak of air conditioning, brake fluid and petrol. He kept sniffing at his fingers as he sat by the roadside, waiting as if he couldn't quite understand or recognize their smell. He said he'd been traveling back from a sales conference in Exeter. He'd stopped for farewell drinks earlier, but had kept a careful eye on his intake. You could hear the sirens above the idling traffic.
What does that say? A light from heaven shone around him. Little Wood's crying because he left. Oh no, Dolph. No rest. Have a good one. Oh. No rest being the fun aunt. Nope. Yep. Duty at all times, right?
From here, I can see my armada.
Ooh.
I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Dang, right? Yeah. I mean, that's one way to grieve. To write out all of your feelings and thoughts and memories to a person and then send them off to rejoin the world. Sure, right? Yeah, no judgment. Oh shit, did I just loop back around? Can I go up? Ah! There we go. All the paper, all the old paper, right? It's powerful. Weird, those... Well, they're going away. I was gonna say those, like, 2 sets of lines there almost looked like trails from planes. Okay, before we go up, let's check out this shack. On that on a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. Aches. Huh. And a bird nest in the middle of that. At the end of this line, we're going to go cut our lines into the cliff. Signal that we don't want rescue. We don't want saving.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Don't think that's how it went in the Bible. Don't remember hatchbacks. Oh, hold on. We gotta... Can we go up there? Oop. Looked like some kind of construction up there. Place of remembrance.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Aww. Oh yeah, Toyota sale day is a holiday. You gotta celebrate the Honda days, you know? And as he was proceeding on his journey... Toyotathon, my daily bread. Exactly. Oh, gotta be careful, you know. You don't know if somebody celebrates the Honda days or if they're the Toyotathon family. You know, you don't want to, you don't want to start something. And has come near to Damascus. And he wait.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I.
Huh.
Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And he was 3 days without sight. And neither did he eat or drink. What? Great question. So the old shepherd died of syphilis. But I heard no man is an island. And yet, we form our own islands. Everything's carved from disease and experience and time. Died of the goat clap. Sure did.
The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
Oh, man. It's syphilis, not you. You make a compelling point, Brandon. And it came to pass that as I made my journey and was... We'll have to see what that says when we get closer. Gun emplacement? What the hell is this? 21 seconds to hit the rocks below. 21 pilots. These can't be coincidences. Came to pass. It as I made my journey. And was Pesty, hi, welcome. Happy Taco Tuesday Eve. Hope you're having a fantastic one. To make sure for all the wonderful Hasty. You got the man, the myth, the legend, the champion of light, Alan Wake. Hell yeah. My journey and was come away. Whoop.
Come back.
You know what? That's what I get for trying to read on a cliff. Die from falling from a cliff once. Never read and mountain climb. Good time zone. Welcome, Hesty. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're staying safe. Noon. Huh. You got the sad ending. Oh. From heaven, a great light round about me, and could not see for the glory.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet, sideways,
light.
whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us. I'm about this night in walking, old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our children, old Paul as ever, old Paul. He shakes and he shivers and he turns off his lights alone.
Fucking Paul. Being led by the hand. Of them. What, fire to walk with me? What? That we P? That we see with me. Or that were with me. Came into. Uh-oh, we're getting a storm at a lighthouse. We're gonna have to choose Bay or Bay. Damascus. Really have good silk.
I have run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air.
You just got that. I'm glad.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings,
Oh, shit.
my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
True to his word, he kept his eyes open. You see our shadow? It's little birdie bird. The same kind of bird that we saw flying. We saw one of flying earlier in the game. This was the night before Christmas chords. It just breaks into This Is Halloween. I mean, the moon's big enough for that one scene. Pick up a boat. Pick up a boat. And fade. Yeah.
Come back.
I like that, y'all. Oh, I'm glad I finally played it. This game's been on my list for so freaking long to check out. Oh, that was neat and trippy and just cool. And y'all, thank you for hanging out for the multi-macabre game. Multi-macabre Monday. Whatever I called it. Wherever I called it that. Oh. My goodness. My goodness sakes. Oh, man. Y'all, do you want to know what our next game will be? Also, what'd you think of the games today? Let me know. All of them will be on the big tier list at the end. I liked This Is Not Your House. That was pretty fun. It was honestly a bit more inventive than I thought it would be, and a bit less gory than I kind of anticipated some of it being, which was neat. The Lonely Cabin Trip was just as kind of jank as I expected. But you gotta throw those in every now and then, the ones that just kind of go for some cheap jump scares. And dear Esther, I really heckin' like. Fun to watch, right? This game was beautiful. And I think this was the Chinese Room's first game. What an amazing first game. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. I think that'll do it for me today. But before I go, do you want a hint? You want a tease of what the next game in the Macabre Marathon will be, let me know. And we'll find someone to raid, someone to say hey to. Oh, yeah, okay. So, I don't know how many people are aware of this game. If Rod is still here, I fully expect him to make fun of me for playing another game that nobody's really heard of. But it's seems like an anime take on Little Red Riding Hood / fairy tales, published by Square Enix, called, I think it's Little Goody Two Shoes. I believe it came out last year. Yes, Little Goody Two Shoes. So we'll be checking that out. And it has, you've not heard of that one? Not surprised. But it has like a full on like anime intro. Because I've fired up the game once or twice just to make sure I could capture it in like route audio and whatnot. It's gonna be a trip. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we'll start that one on Wednesday. Oh my goodness. But y'all, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for being you. I'm pointing up, you can't see it, but if you haven't done something for yourself today, please fix that. Do something for you, something special. Give yourself a treat. Take care of yourself. It's unbearable out there. And just know that I appreciate you. And you all are wonderful. And how about we go say hey to the wonderful Coco Confession? How about that? Does that sound like a compromise? Or a good plan? You take care of yourselves, and we're going to go raid Coco, right? Oh my goodness. Mary, thank you so much for helping out. And thank you for helping out earlier. Ooh, and thank you also for throwing that in chat. Y'all, if you wouldn't mind taking one of the raid messages, whichever one works best for you, and throwing that Coco's way, I'd heckin' appreciate it. Or just take some hearts, throwing them, keep that love and positivity going. That'd be wonderful. Y'all are great. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for taking some of your time out of your day, spending it here. Because listen, sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you don't get any of that time back. It's non-refundable. I'm trying to talk to Kronos about that. I'll get back to you if I make any headway. Y'all are great. All right, y'all, let's go say hey to Coco. Goodbye.